Alright, hi, good day everyone. Today we're going to be doing January 2020, number 1, paper 2. Right, the first question is a fraction question. They said use a calculator or otherwise meaning show working calculator. You put exactly this in your calculator and you can find the value. Right, I'll show you how to use a calculator. In your calculator, there's the A, B, over C button. Right. Yeah. There's the ABC button, and that is your over button. So what you're going to put in your calculator is 4 ABC, which is your over 1 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3 minus 1 over 1 over 4. So let's put that. 4 over 1 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3 minus 1 over 1 over 4, right? And you put this in your calculator, you're going to get 3 over 20. So the answer is 3/20ths, right? If you're doing this manually, we have to follow the first thing that you look at is they have a combination of operations being addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we have to follow something called BODMAS. The BODMAS tells us the order in which we carry out our operation. So you do multiplication and then subtraction. Again, there are mixed numbers here, so you have to convert them to improper. 4 1/5 would be 4 5s are 20 plus 1 is 21 over 5. 1 1/4, 1/4 is 4 plus 1 would be 5 over 4. So the question now becomes 21 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3 minus 5 over 4. Again, you have to do multiplication first, so that's 21 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3. You always compare your denominators and your numerators. For example, 21 and 5, is there a number that could go into 21 and 5 at the same time? No. What about 21 and 3? Yes. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 21, 7. So it'll be 7 by 1 is 7, and then 5 by 1 is 5. So when you multiply 4 and 1/5, right? 4 and 1 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3, you are going to get 7 over 5. Right, then the question is 7 over 5, which is your multiplication. Subtract. Instead of 1 1/4, you put in 5 over 4. 5 over 4. When you are subtracting, you check your denominators to see if they're the same or different. They are different. So you find your LCM of 5 and 4. The numbers that you're going to put outside here, prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7. What is the smallest prime number that could go into at least 1? 2. 2 into 5 cannot, bring down the 5. 2 into 4, 2. Then you use 2 again. 2 into 5 cannot, bring down the 5. 2 into 2, 1. Right, then you ask yourself, can 2 go into 5 and 1? No, it cannot. So you're going to see 3. 3 cannot go into 5 and 1. What about 5? Yes, 5. So 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 1 cannot, you bring down the 1. Right, so your LCM, when you get 1, 1, your LCM is going to be 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5. 2 2s are 4, 4 5s are 20. So my LCM is 20. When you're subtracting, compare your denominator with your LCM. How many times can my denominator go into my LCM? How many times 5 go into 20? 4 times. So you multiply the numerator of that fraction by 4. How many times can, well, 7 4s are 28. Yeah, 7 4s are 28, right? How many times can 4 go into 20? 5 times. You multiply the fraction of that. You multiply the numerator of that fraction by 5, so the answer is 5 5s are 25, so you're subtracting 25. 28 minus 25 is 3, so it's going to be 3 over 20, and that would be your answer for this question, and that is the same answer you got in your calculator. A question like this, use a calculator. I don't even want to, because if you have to do this manually, it will take a little bit of time. So in your calculator, you're going to put, now you have to understand, in your calculator, right, if you put 4.1 minus 1.25 squared divided by 0.005 without the brackets, you're going to get a completely different answer. What you're going to put, and if you were to solve this, how would you do it? You would do the top part first and then divide it, right? So in your calculator, you're going to put the brackets. Remember, brackets tells the calculator this is what you're doing first. So you're going to put open bracket 4.1 subtract 1.25 squared, close bracket, divided by 0.005. Let's do that. Open bracket 4.1 minus 1.25 squared, close bracket, right, divided by 0.005. When you put this, you're going to get an answer of 507.5. Just make sure 4.1 minus 1.25 squared 0.0. Right? Again, I did it again, so I got the same answer. Right? You can do this manually, but I would not recommend it. Right? It's 507.5, especially for 2 marks. You don't want to be taking too long. Now, if you're doing this question, they ask you, again, this 15,400, which is your original, is 100%. If then, therefore, we're trying to find out for seats, so your right-hand side will be seats. So if 100% is equal to 15,400, then 1% would be 15,400 divided by 100, right? But you can divide right there. No, leave it as is. Therefore, 75% would be 15,400 divided by 100 multiplied by 75 over 1. When you divide that, you are going to get an answer of 11,550 seats that are occupied, and that would be your answer. Right? Let's do the next question. The stadium is to be renovated with new seating capacities of 20,790. Calculate after the renovation, what will be the percentage increase? They want to know what will be the percentage increase in the number of seats. So they want to know how much it increased by, right? Now, again, we can do the if, then, therefore, right? But in this case, we want to find out percentage. So you're going to say if 15,400 is equal to 100%, because remember, right-hand side tells us what you're trying to find out. And the right-hand side is percentage, so that is why 100% is here. Then 1 would be 100 over 15,400. And therefore, we're trying to find out for 20,790. This is 100 over 15,400 multiplied by 20,790 over 1. Put this in your calculator. That is 100 divided by 15,400 multiplied by 20790. You will get 135%. However, they ask you what will be the percentage increase. So if your old percentage is 100 and your new percentage is now 135, the percentage increase would be 135 minus 100, which is equals to 35%. So that is how you would get this answer, 35%. Let's do this last one. Part C, a neon light. Neon light, thank you. A neon light flashes 5 times every 10 seconds. So 10 seconds is equal to 5 times. Right? Show that the light flashes 43,200 times in 1 day. First off, right, we have 1 day and 10 seconds. So we have to convert, they have to be in the same unit, right? So 1 day is how many seconds? Right, now let's go work backwards, right? So we know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And 24 hours, sorry, no. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we are going to work backwards, right? So basically, 24 hours, so if 1 hour is equal to, it would be 60 minutes, 60 minutes by 60 seconds. Just now. All right. If 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, then 60 minutes would be 60 multiplied by 60, which is equals to 3,600 seconds. So we know that 1 hour, because 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. So therefore 24 hours would be, so 24 hours would be 3,600 seconds, which is 1 hour multiplied by 24. You will get 86,400 seconds. Right? Now, we want to know how much times it would blink, right? So we know that if 10 seconds, we're going back to the first thing, is equals to 5 times, then 1 second would be 5 divided by 10, and therefore we have to find for 86,400 seconds, which is 1 day, would be 5 over 10 multiplied by 86400. And when you multiply that, you're going to get 43,200 times. And that is how you would do this question. And that is the end of January 2020. Number 1.